Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne Sharp World, where today I am excited to share with you guys one of my newest knife purchases, and I've had to keep this one on the DL for a little while because I actually bought two of them. So most of you probably don't know this, but my sister got married recently, and I wanted to welcome my brother-in-law now into the family with a nice fixed blade because they live out in Montana. He's big into hiking and backpacking, and I wanted to give him something a little extra, something really nice, something that will last a lifetime. And I found it. I couldn't believe I found one, and I actually had the opportunity to buy two, so I had to pick one up for myself, and boy, oh boy, am I glad I did, because this thing is stinking phenomenal. And once you see the box, you'll know why. Yeah, because of that right there. This is a Chris Reeve fixed blade, and you can probably take a pretty good educated guess at what this is. But what we have here is the Chris Reeve Backpacker. And I gotta say, guys, the moment I saw this, I literally had to have it. Before we take a real close look at the knife, let's take a look at what comes in the package, because this is not your typical Chris Reeve style of packaging. This is actually very different. You have a sheath, which we'll talk more about here in just a second. You have your care notes, which is actually really nice to have. Have the birthday card, May 15th, 2023. Look at that. That's what I want to see. And then, of course, you have your tools to take off the micarta, your Chris Reeve sticker, warranty card, and it came with a lanyard tied to it, but I took that off immediately because I'm not a lanyard guy. I don't need one. Anyway, okay, let's stick all this stuff back in the box. And let's take a look at this absolute banger of a fixed blade, because this thing is just so much Chris Reeve. We'll move that off for a second too. This is, in my humble opinion, a perfect fixed blade. It might be, oh man, it's not the big, it's not maybe not a straight up like survival last fixed blade for the rest of your life type of knife, but I don't know, I kind of feel like it might be for what I need a fixed blade for. Man, oh man, oh man, is this absolutely amazing. We'll take a look at some quick overall specs on this. We have an overall length of 8.527 inches, and I am reading straight off the Chris Reeve website because you guys know they do everything down to the absolute millimeter. So I'm gonna give you the exact readings. 8.527 inches with a blade length of 4.019 inches and a blade thickness at 135 thousandths thick stock with CPM Magna Cut. And as you saw, heat treated at 63 to 64 HRC. That's where we want it. You wouldn't expect anything less from Chris Reeve. A very gorgeous drop point style blade, a hollow grind that is ever so slicey, a handle length at 4.508 inches, and a handle thickness at a rather thick 755 thousandths, and that was measured right up about here with my calipers to get the widest point of the handle. Very, very interesting how this is milled. We'll talk more about that when we get to the handle. As you can see, micarta is your only handle option. You can get black, and I also got my brother-in-law the natural micarta one, and they both looked amazing. Weight on this guy, this is what truly makes it a backpacker. 3.8 ounces for an 8.5 inch knife. That's really, really good, as well as just how well this thing is balanced. When you actually put it in your hand and hold it, it feels less than that. It almost feels like nothing, but it's such a big, sharp object in your hand. It's something to behold. And we have a price of $300. So, guys, it's Chris Reeve. You're either going to pay for it or you're not. $300 for a Chris Reeve knife, whether it be a fixed or a folder, I don't think is terrible, especially with all the detail that goes into this. Again, can you find a cheaper knife? Of course you can, but I'm not always looking for the cheapest. Sometimes I want the best. I really like surrounding myself with the best, and I think I found it here. I really, really do love this. In terms of the blade, it is just so good, so slicey. I haven't really used it hard yet. I haven't been camping yet, obviously. But I will be very soon, now that I have a brother-in-law that lives in Montana. Gonna take me some backcountry hiking, hopefully. But no, I'm looking forward to getting this thing out in the wilderness and putting it to use. It's a fixed blade, guys. It's going to get used. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see the documentation of that. But at the end of the day, it's just typical Chris Reeve perfection. I love seeing that Idaho made on there. I mean, that really tells you everything you need to know in terms of the quality of this knife. It's just synonymous with Chris Reeve, and it is pretty darn amazing. Now the handle is really good, not just in terms of size, but like I said, how this micarta is contoured, because it kind of makes you hold the knife in a certain way, kind of like how, you know how like you get a knife and there's like curvatures for each finger. I don't really like that type of like forcing your hand to go somewhere. But the way this micarta is contoured is really a thing of beauty, because it is, at least I find it massively comfortable. It helps kind of keep my front two fingers towards the front of the knife, and then it just makes for a really, really comfortable grip. It feels truly contoured, and as you can see, it's very, very smooth all around the knife, and there's absolutely no hot spots. You have that little point there it's not a point, but kind of a point of separation between your front two fingers and your back two fingers. Just so damn good. It feels great. You can tell just by feeling it and holding it and looking at it, this is not a collection piece. I mean, yes, it is part of my collection, but this is a user. This is something that is going to serve you very well out in the woods on any backpack camping trip. I thought that sounded weird. I had to say it to myself. But yeah, I am literally over the moon for this. It is easily my favorite fixed blade ever, and I'm probably gonna just carry this some days, just like in my day-to-day, because I just love it. It's a perfect size. It's a bigger knife, but it's not a massive knife. I really couldn't be happier with this. It is easily the perfect backpacking knife. And like I said, if you don't want micarta, if you want a thin, super thin handle and wrap some paracord, you can take this micarta off and just go that route. There's nothing wrong with that. I would never do that because I think this feels amazing. But yeah, to each their own. And the sheath is typical Chris Reeve. It's a little different. It's a very nice, snug, but not too snug fit. And it only covers the blade, doesn't go into the handle at all. So it looks good. I think this is set up for you could put some type of clip. I'm not 100% sure on that. You could definitely strap it to your backpack, but I'm sure there are clip options you can get for this. But I got to read up on it because I honestly don't know yet. But what I do know is that I could not be happier with this knife. I would buy this over and over and over again. I honestly love it. So anyway, really, really happy to have it, and I will be using it. And let me know what you guys think of fixed blades in general, and especially this Chris Reeve fixed blade. Chris Reeves, man, they hit different. They really do hit different, whether it's a fixed blade or a folder. When you get a Chris Reeve in hand, you definitely feel the difference. And I love that. I really do love that. Love this knife. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And until the next one, I'm out.